Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I taught for over a decade in public and private schools as a certified teacher, and now I'm privileged to homeschool my own children. And yes, I have 6 kiddos. We are preparing for the upcoming homeschool year. So although it's July, there's so many things that I like to do just to make sure I'm ahead of the curve and that I'm preparing, because when my kids were in mainstream public school, this was done for me by their teacher. However, now that I am the one that's overseeing their learning and all of that, the teaching and learning experiences, I have found that taking the time every single summer to prepare has been such a game changer. So, speaking of preparation, I have been looking for a tool that would help me to successfully plan because, again, I'm juggling multiple grade levels, multiple subjects for 5 children. My youngest is 15 months old, so he's not quite yet where I'm going to be planning out subjects and all of that, but there's still plenty of learning that he's able to suck up and soak up every single day as he watches all of his older siblings in our homeschool routine. So like I said before, we are officially planning for our upcoming homeschool year. So I have 2 middle schoolers, 1 elementary age, and then I have a first grader and a preschooler. So when I think about my middle schoolers, with high school being right around the corner, I knew I needed a planning tool that I could use right now to help me organize myself and make sure that everything was together for each day, but also I needed something that could grow with my family. After trying out a lot of different platforms, I finally found a planner that checks all the boxes for me. It's called the Homeschool Curriculum Planner, and I want to share everything that I've learned about it and why I chose this tool. So let's get into it. So you're probably wondering why I needed to find a great planning tool as a homeschool mom. So I am totally into paper planners. And yes, I totally have a paper planner for this upcoming homeschool year. As a matter of fact, I have it right here. I'm actually going to be doing a YouTube video about this particular planner, why I chose it, how I customized it beyond the cover, literally every single page. Everything in here is completely custom. I'll talk to you more about why and how I use this for the paper side of planning. But today we're going to talk about the digital side of planning. I chose the Homeschool Curriculum Planner for a number of reasons. It's a digital tool that I use to help me manage all things related to planning and tools and things like that as it pertains to my kids. When we first started our homeschool journey, our kids actually used a curriculum that came with an online planning tool. And this planning tool had every single course that they were taking loaded into it. So every single subject for every single day of the entire homeschool year was already pre-fed into this tool. So my kids have grown accustomed to logging into a platform, checking to see what they have to do for every single subject. They would use this online platform like a checklist every single day. So they would know exactly what they would have to do to finish everything they needed to do for math and any other subject for that day. And then as the parent, I became accustomed to logging in and checking their work using a tool. So I tried out lots of platforms, did lots of trials, watched a whole lot of YouTube videos and reviews on different platforms. And I finally found a platform that literally checks all the boxes, makes me happy. I've already dove into it. And I also have an affiliate code for this tool as well. So let's talk a little bit more about what I like about this particular platform. The Homeschool Curriculum Planner has been a game changer because it is simple. It's powerful. Everything's all in one place. There's so many features. I'm going to talk to you about some of those features today. I'm going to share little sneak peeks into the platform so that you can get a really good feel for what it's like and you can understand why I chose this to help me manage my homeschool kiddos. In my opinion, their platform is built around 4 pillars: plan, teach, track, and document. So I can do all of those things inside of this one platform, and that makes me so happy because as a homeschool mom of 6, I don't have to hop around and use multiple tools to be able to take care of those really fundamental needs as I'm managing multiple kids, multiple grade levels, multiple subjects. I wanted to talk to you about the features that I love the most so far about this platform. So let me break down the features that I love the most. Starting with the curriculum planning, of course. I love that inside of this platform, they have a curriculum planner. So the curriculum planner is really geared toward more of high school prep, but I like that there's a planning grid where you can actually put in course blocks for the courses that you're planning out for multiple years. If you're one of those types of people who likes to plan way far in advance, the curriculum planner is going to be a great feature for you. You'll be able to track credits for your high schooler. You'll make sure that they're able to meet graduation requirements because you'll see everything in front of you and you'll be able to literally count the credits and everything. It literally generates professional transcripts and everything. So that is completely geared toward high school prep. Although I don't have any high school students, my middle schoolers are on their way to high school. So I love that I have that built-in feature that's ready. So as soon as I need it, I can tap into it immediately and I can begin tracking credits. There's a tool inside the platform that when you're building out a course and you're planning out that particular, what they call it, it's called lesson plan building. So when you use a lesson plan builder and you put in a new course and you're mapping out everything, one of the questions that they're going to ask you is the number of credits that that particular course is worth. So if you're at the stage where you're tracking credits, you can put that in there. With my kids, because I have no high school kids, I don't put in any credits at this time, but I love the fact that that feature is there and it's ready for me to use. Okay. One of my next favorite features is the lesson planner. I was so thankful for this feature because it literally mirrors what we're used to in our homeschool setup. The lesson planner will turn your curriculum. So whatever you're using to teach your kids, you can actually turn that into weekly lesson plans. And you can break it down by topics. You can break it down by tasks. You can add resources, even a student-facing side. So initially, when I looked at the monetary investment for this platform, I was so satisfied with the initial cost for me to sign up and have the pro feature where I have lifetime access. Because I know for me, as a mom of six, as a homeschool mom of six, budget and numbers really matter. Everything starts to add up when you're purchasing different pieces of curriculum here and there, and you're gathering your resources. So for me, I really wanted to find something that was budget friendly and that made sense financially. So I love that the initial pro feature, the initial pro package of this planning tool, I was able to pay for that and I have lifetime access. And then from there, I was able to add on, and we'll talk more about that. So one of the things that I added on was a lesson planning tool, because this is a feature that I knew I was going to use on a daily and weekly basis as a homeschool mom of six. One thing I like about the lesson planner is that my children, well, as a parent, you can enable a portal access for your kids. So you can click a little switch on the back end of the planner and you can tell the homeschool curriculum planner that you want your child to have a student access. So I created a login for each of my kids so that way they could log in and they could see their daily checklist. So what I do is I loaded in a particular curriculum. So right now we're doing our summer curriculum. So I loaded in there that we're doing teaching textbooks, for example, for the summer. So I was able to build out the entire teaching textbook curriculum for each of my three older kids, and they're each on a completely different level. And so I was able to build that out. And then once I did that, I was able to assign these courses to my kids because we're starting them not at the start of our traditional homeschool year, but we're starting them during the summer to kind of give them some continual practice during the summertime. So I love that my kids can log in on their end. They can take a look at what they have to do for that day. And I can break down the steps for each day into tasks like watch the video and take notes. Next, complete the practice problems. And so I love that. And then whenever they weave in a quiz, my kids know, oh, take the quiz for that day. So every single task for every subject, it populates with a little checkbox. And my kids, I love when I was checking out my kids' end of it, they have the opportunity to even turn on the confetti. Another feature that I like is the attendance feature. This allows you to track daily attendance, field trips, holidays, everything, and generate reports. One of the first things I did when I got into the platform is I established our upcoming homeschool year. I was able to set it up. I was also able to identify which days were no school days. I was able to say we actually school Monday through Friday and not on the weekends. You can be very specific and let the planner know these are the days when we actually have homeschool and these are the days that we don't. So if you have like a 4-day week instead of a 5-day week, or if you're a family that likes to homeschool on Saturdays or on the weekends, you can actually choose your journey as far as how you structure your homeschool year. And I love that the moment that you save that year, when you go into the lesson builder and you begin to build out lessons that correlate with the curriculum that you chose, it automatically knows which days to skip. So if you have a no school day, you don't have to worry about going in there and moving things around. That particular day is going to be blocked off for your child and for yourself. So I absolutely love that. That's a great feature. Another feature that I love that I definitely added on for my particular membership to the Homeschool Curriculum Planner was the Gradebook feature. This is important to me. I'm a homeschool mom of 6 who loves grades. I love for my kids to have an understanding of where they're at. Now, I'm not doing this like religiously here, but I do like to track how they score on important assignments, projects, tests, quizzes. So the Gradebook feature was an important tool for me that I really wanted to have. I like the fact that I can create assignments per subject. You can build out weighted categories, which is important if you want to assign a certain percentage to tests versus quizzes versus projects and all of that. Everything is clean and easy to manage inside the gradebook. What you do is you toggle to that particular student, then you choose the homeschool year and then the subject. From there, you can easily add an assignment and put the grade in that your child received. I also love that with the gradebook comes report cards or progress reports. So it's really easy for you to print your child's academic progress if you have this particular add-on. Speaking of reports, another feature that I love is the reports and report cards feature because you can generate everything from transcripts, syllabi, progress reports or report cards, and everything. I was so impressed with how everything is beautiful. It's so clean. It's very easy for you to navigate to. So it makes it easy for you to grab those documents that you need for whatever purpose that you may need it for. And I just love that because me personally, I love for my children every quarter to take a look at how they're doing academically, look at their progress. I look at that to kind of talk through pain points, strengths, weaknesses, what's working well for my kids during that particular quarter. What are some areas that they feel like they may be struggling in? Oftentimes, I'm able to see a slight dip or change in grades as I monitor throughout each quarter. And that actually reminds me of something I forgot to mention. When it comes to the gradebook feature and how you're even structuring your homeschool year, you have the ability to say, I want to structure my year in semesters or in quarters. So here's why this works for my family. It's because I have 6 children and I needed a tool that would help not only help me manage everything, but also that could grow with me because I have an elementary student, I have middle school students, and soon I'll have high school students and that progression will continue. And so I needed something that could grow with our family. I found that this planner helps me to stay organized without feeling overwhelmed. It also gives me confidence as I prepare for my children's transition into high school, which is a big deal. Another feature that I absolutely love is the pricing. I felt that the pricing was so fair and completely affordable. You can start a trial for free, which I love. And then if you decide to upgrade, it's pay once for lifetime access. You can't beat that. There's no subscription. Trust me, I've used planning tools where I'm paying a monthly fee. The moment that maybe a payment isn't made, everything stops working, and that is a disaster, especially if it's a tool that you and your family depend on daily. Another thing I love about this tool is that you only pay for the tools that you actually need to use.